Hey students, so in this video we are going to talk about the human reproduction long questions. So for the first question is talking about a new type of drugs, okay, for preventing pregnancy, but it's not talking about the contraceptive pills. It's a skin patch. Also can help the woman to prevent pregnancy at all. So it contains a mixture of two female sex hormones, and also the patch is worn on the arm, and also the hormone will be released slowly through the skin and into the bloodstream. So in this part, I would like to remind one thing first. Later we shall talk about the hormonal system in our body, and at that time we shall talk about the hormone. Okay, the hormone will is transport, okay, in our blood vessels. That means hormone is carried in our blood. So that's why this skin patch, the hormone will be released slowly and diffuse through the skin into our bloodstream. And one important thing is that each patch lasts for 1 week. So that means you don't need intake the contraceptive pills day by day. Okay, and also the patch was tested on animals before women were allowed to use it. So actually for this question, there are three main areas for us to know it. Okay, the first part is about the biological knowledge for the contraceptive skin patch, and the second one is that when we have some advanced technology, advanced method, okay, so we need to know that how are they is better. Okay, so what are the advantages of the new products? And the last thing is that it's about the ethical issues, okay, of biological tests on other animals. So for part A, the patch can be used instead of a contraceptive pills. So what do the contraceptive pills prevent? Actually, no matter it's a pills or it's a patch, they can prevent the pregnancy. But the point is that what is the mechanism for the pills? Okay, for the pills, so which process, okay, it can prevent. So remember that ovulation, fertilization, and implantation, all of these three processes, they need to occur, so that then the woman will get pregnant. But the point is that how can the contraceptive pills prevent pregnancy by reduce, or not that reduce, inhibit, okay, or prevent, okay, which process, okay, among these three processes. So for part B, suggests an advantage of using the patch rather than taking a pill every day. So the point is that according to the source, the patch can last for a week. So is it necessary to take the pill every day? So any advantages if a woman, she wants to prevent pregnancy, but she also have the sexual intercourse, so what does she need to do before every sexual intercourse? Okay, but the point is that by this new method, okay, by the skin patch, okay, any extra process, okay, she needs to do or she does not need to do, okay, by comparing with taking the pills. And for part C, the patch contains estrogen, which is a kind of female sex hormone. So the point is that write down the name of the organ where estrogen is usually made. So the point is that when we talk about sex hormone, okay, so actually it's talking about the female reproductive organ to produce the sex hormone, okay, in this part, especially estrogen. We talk about it in M cycle, and you will know it, where or which part of our reproductive organ, okay, will produce, okay, the female sex hormone. And also for part 2, estrogen controls the female secondary sexual characteristics. So in this part, you just need to name one of the secondary sexual characteristic of a female is okay. So I think for part C is not that difficult for you. And for part D, the patch was used on animal before it was allowed to use on woman. So the point is that why do we need to test the product on animal before we use on human? So any concern behind this practice? So the point is that apart from those this skin patch, okay, for example, the cosmetic product, also the detergent, also the shampoo, something like that, okay, all those products we apply them on our skin directly. So before we can buy it from the supermarket, somehow they need to be used to test first. Okay, they need to be tested first. So the point is that that's why we have the rabbit, we have the mouse, okay, for testing. Okay, so somehow if you see this picture, you will know that the product is not yet ready, because it will cause inflammation on the skin. Okay, or about the teardrops. Okay, so we apply it on the on other animals' eye, and let's see whether the product is safe or not. Okay, so that's the first part. Why do we need to do so? Okay, and for the second part is that why some people they may reject, okay, to using animals in this way. Okay, so obviously this is an ethical issues. Okay, no more experiments on the animals. Okay, because many international pest treatment association, okay, they concerned a lot about the animal rights. Okay, so actually they try to provoke some activities to reject, okay, those animal tests in the world. So the point is that, for example, they may list out all the brand, okay, they will use animal for the test. Okay, some of them maybe even you have used, okay, in your daily life, those cosmetic products, okay, or the shampoo or the conditioner, something like that. Okay, so actually the point is that why do people reject the test on the animal? Okay, like you do not just tell me oh, this is an ethical issue, so that's why they may reject. Okay, so that you are not tell me the reason. Okay, you do not tell me the reason. You just say that it is an ethical issue, and then full stop. Okay, nothing happened. So, and for the second question, okay, is talking about the placenta. So actually, apart from X, Y, Z, you need to name the structure. Okay, so the placenta artery and the placenta vein, okay, they are given to you, so you can know that how can the blood flow, okay, to the placenta. And also for the part A2. Now, part A2 is not talking about the placenta artery or placenta vein. It's talking about the umbilical vein, okay, in the umbilical cord, okay. So, like in this part, you don't need to draw in the picture, okay. You don't need to draw on the figure, because I don't need you to copy the figure on your assignment book, okay. So, instead, you just need to tell me that, okay, write down the blood flow direction. So, in this part, okay, write down the blood flow of the in the umbilical vein, okay, is away or towards the heart of the fetus, okay. So like in A2, no need to draw, but write down this statement for me. And for part 3, okay, state whether the blood in the umbilical vein contains more or less oxygen than the blood in the umbilical artery. So in this question, okay, what do you need to do is that determine the blood content based on the direction of the blood flow, okay, in umbilical vein and in umbilical artery, okay. So once you can determine the blood flow direction, and then you will know that the blood is the blood is going towards the heart of the fetus or going away from the heart of the fetus, okay. And then you can compare the oxygen content in these two blood vessels. And for the part B is talking about that the placenta is formed from the tissues of mother and the embryo. So for part 1, you need to explain what is the meaning of the terms tissues. Okay, so you need to recall the definition of tissues based on the organization level of an organism. So actually, we have learned it before in chapter 2. Before we learn the cell structure, we know that all organisms, okay, remember the cell theory, okay, all organisms, okay, they are made up of cells, Okay, and so how are they all organized? Okay, in the organism. But remember, okay, in this part you just need to recall the definition of tissue is okay. And for part B, okay, name the tissue in the placenta, one from the mother and the other one from the embryo. So that's why in this part you need to recall the ownership of the structure in the placenta. Okay, in the placenta, which part, okay, belongs to the embryo, which part belongs to the mother. Okay, once you know it, you can answer this question. And for the last part, placenta forms a protective barrier between the mother and the fetus. So give 2 reasons why the fetus is this protective barrier. So actually, this question is just indirectly to ask you, why are the maternal and the embryonic blood, they are separated and not mixing directly with each other? Like you may think that no lah, placenta is for exchange of material. So actually, why are the blood, okay, from the mother and from the embryo are separated? Okay, we should allow them to mix directly. But the point is that it's not the case. And now you need to tell me any significance of separating the blood of mother and the fetus. And of course, you need to beware of that. You need to tell me the significance about the protection. Okay, it's about how can we protect the fetus? Okay, by separating the blood of the mother, okay, and of the fetus. Okay, so hope you know how to do the assignment after watching this video. And any question, please leave your question, okay, in the message box. Okay, bye bye.